Okay. Hello. OBS seems to have forgotten what the default device is. That's probably fine. Get this chair out of here. Hello. Welcome back, Abram. Hope you're both doing well. I think before we get into the hub, I want to finish up this one move I'm working on here. The idea is it's going to be kind of a fake out. It's basically the snail attack, the regular roll into you attack, except I want it to be that it can aim for the back line and it will throw off your block timing if you're not ready. So it's going to either attack the front or the back line. Welcome to now. There will be an audio cue, maybe a visual cue, that's going to indicate whether it's going to be a regular frontline attack or a subvertive backline attack. But the idea is you have to pay attention or else your block timing is going to be thrown off. So, other than that, it's still going to do the regular spin up, roll, move, but that's where things are going to change. So this is the regular roll for a front line, and if it's a back line, it's going to do something different. It's going to, right here in the middle, do a different thing. Snails have a they do have a snail-specific attack. What are you talking about? All right, so what we can do, we can say that either way, it's going to end with, once it actually bumps into whatever actor, it's going to do the damage, then it's going to launch the actor towards the leap position. And then once it's on the floor, roll backwards until it gets home. So that's everything up to Q hurt is shared. Otherwise, it's just going to roll into the actor. But if it's aiming for a back line, then it's going to instead roll towards this predefined leaping position, at which point it will launch towards the actual target. And aim to get there in 2 seconds? 1 second? 1 second should hopefully throw off the timing enough. We're going to test it. And then wait until we actually... And then wait for exactly 1 second. Okay, so this should be fine. We're going to try this. So I've replaced the snail's attack. I'm not going to bother with a different sound effect yet. I just want to make sure that the timing is suitably annoying. Okay, that's fine for that. Well, he just snaps in. Oh, because he would otherwise be too close, I guess? Oh! Yep, that one got me. Gabriel Ray, welcome in. Playing some Minecraft. Classic. We're gonna say 2 units to the right instead. Welcome in. For anybody who doesn't know who I am Dobbsworks. I'm a game developer. I'm working on a game in Godot that is very similar to Paper Mario Thousand Year Door for the GameCube. I'm making my own version of that. It is a work in progress. I'm hoping to have a demo ready by end of summer, and the actual full game will be years more than that. But if you are interested, I have a trailer, there it is, for what we have that basically sums up what the game is so far. Tonight's plan is we are working on adding a new move to one of the enemies that I've not shown yet. I'm just throwing it onto one of the existing enemies. And then we are going to work on doing a little bit of 3D work on the main world hub, which, as you can see, is very empty in most of the spots. So plenty of work to be done yet. How was the Minecraft? How was the stream? If you need to take a break or anything, totally understand. We're going to add in a to-do sound effect for both regular and irregular. And I need a little whoop sound as well. So we'll add a to-do for the... oh wait, no, he's leaping... He's launching... Oh wait, no, that's the end. So right here, another sound effect happens here. Do wee sound effect. For example, I switch over to Minecraft. Oh, thank you very much. It has been a lot of work to get to where we are, and there's still so much to do. All right, let's see if that fixes the distance. In reality, it's not going to be... The enemy will be far away enough. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Yeah, it'll just throw your block timing off enough. So that if you're expecting 1, you're in trouble. You can still get it. You can still get it. So maybe we make the launch happen a little bit quicker. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Take a walk on the wild side. Live a little. Late. Good timing. You gotta hit it like right before. Oh.
What's all the hubbub bub?
Because you see. Okay, well that didn't work at all because I did this, and 2 seconds would be too long. So yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, I think that does it. So 3 to-dos on here. To do so it actually highlights it. So I'll get the sound added in another time when I'm testing the other enemy. All right, done. Hub. Here we are. This is the place. We need to come up with some ideas for things to happen in here. And did we ever decide why you can't get to Chapter 2 right away? Chapter 1, we did figure that out. There's a little mini boss blocking passage to Chapter 1 that doesn't appear until you've already gotten the lore. What's the category? GameCube games. Oh. Isn't it always? Isn't it always this game? Yeah, Bomberman. Okay. Initial cinematic happens with hub intro. So we can actually set that state flag to 0 if we want to see the cinematic and 1 if we don't. It's always Bomberman. Always Bomberman. Oh, you know what? A lot of our old camera transition stuff isn't going to work anymore. Yeah. Code camera target. Change camera target. This doesn't work anymore, does it? Oh, we're gonna have to do a little bit of debugging, it seems. That's fine. That's doable. It's not the best, but it's fine. What is the problem then? Target, target, target. Transition, target. Transitions is a dictionary of size 0 because this hasn't been readied yet. Oh. I mean, I guess we can... All right. This would be a little bit weird. This is a little bit weird if we do it this way, but hear me out. Initialize if what is transitions? Dictionary, Godot dictionary. How do I get the list of keys? Size? In terms of the numbers of entries. Okay, if transitions.size is greater than 0, then return. And pop an initialize right here to make sure it does it even if it hasn't done its ready yet. There we go. So that way it can technically ready from either point. Wonderful. It works. It's fast forwarded, but that's fine. Okay. If I change that to 1 in our list of states, then we should skip the transition. Yes, and we just have a regular old runaround. Does this still work? No, it does not. It's not big enough now. We changed the jump height, so we would need like a plank or something going across, which is super doable. And then that's the same for here. Like, there's no way to make this jump easily. It's just taunting you. Cat, get off my head. Okay. Now, the fun part, the creative part, guys. We need to make a list. Don't we love lists so much? We need to figure out what we need to add to the hub. We've got some vague ideas. Like that could be a little building. People. Definitely people. People, building, people, places, thing. Like this big fan shadow, I want that to be pretty obvious. Like pretty visible. Ambient stories, yeah. Some NPCs like yelling at each other or something. Sleazy merchant. Yeah, let's get out the old Notepad++. Okay. Let's think about, because of course, let's think about TTYD. Let's think about TTYD. What do it have? Well, it has a noose, for one thing. All right. So this isn't even the first area you enter in on TTYD. But right off the bat, we have, it was a city of criminals. They're sending a message. Left to right, we have the cooking house where you actually do cooking and upgrade your items, which is not available, only available after chapter 2, if memory serves. So you have to finish 2 chapters before you can even get in there. And you cannot proceed to the left until after that point. So it hard blocks you from half of the town, which is good, honestly. That's great. You should. We have the shop available immediately. We have the inn, which also serves as a great little collection of characters in here milling about. And like some characters that are like very interesting, like, oh, what's his story? And that serves as some nice foreshadowing. Badge shop. The House of Badges. So in / hangout. Furthermore, we have the back, which has 2 flavor spots. Beautiful. Oh, that's another good one now. Treasure you can't reach. This has nothing except an NPC. This, technically, you can come to here for something important. Your money gets stolen. Like the first time you walk through this door, you lose half your coins. But if you go back, you can find the guy that's got them. So just house, flavor house. Occasionally there is an extra merchant hanging out here. I don't think he hangs out at the beginning of the game, but he's just got random items, a rotating stock. Out of reach treasure. And that's it. Yeah. Like there might be a couple shine sprites you can get up front, but that's it. Oh, and a notice board that you can read the front and back of. That's all. Okay, so that's 8 different things all in one scene. This is the main scene, so it is a big deal. And of course, we got NPCs milling about. Harbor, where you actually start the game. That boat's not normally there. You can't access anything here. You get a save point. You get a save point and a handful of NPCs to talk to. And then a tutorial fight. That's it. That's it. Main square is really the main square. East side, the only other zone you can access from the get-go, has silly little perspective puzzle that makes this look like a complete wall when viewed from the GameCube camera. There's not much back here, a couple NPCs that are important later. This guy, you can't do anything with him yet, but it is where you spend one of your collectibles. And then your main NPC base of operations house. Later, you gain access to. Oh, this doesn't render. That's weird. You gain access later to the Trouble Center, which is your side quest zone. So let's add in. Partner upgrade. Main base of operations. Side quest zone. You can't really do anything with this. Nothing else in here you can access until much later. Even this is for a later little side quest. Lots of little side things. And then here, this opens up even more with another little, I guess, mini game that you cannot win. You cannot win. The Happy Lucky Lottery is a scam. Another shop which also serves as a plot important shop, and the mini game corner. Whoa. Whoa. That's where the stairs are. Right up there. It's right through that window. Don Pianta himself, looking out over his domain. And then you've got like the little side zones. The train, the blimp. You can win it. Oh yeah, it was Strider that did a video on that. I just think it's very dumb how it's implemented. A phone booth. There's a few phone booths in this game. The lottery is implemented that it has baked in when you will win it when you start the game, or no, when you get your ticket, and it is a randomly generated number of days away, but it's usually like hundreds of days away. And it has anti-cheating. What a dumb minigame. Alright, so there you go. That is what is in Rogueport. It's not a lot, but they do a good job of making it feel like a lot. Like especially, I still haven't decided exactly how cooking is going to work. I want cooking to work. I want there to be obviously I want there to be cooking and like item combinations. But that said, look at that beautiful Z fighting that is not present at all on actual hardware. That said, I don't know exactly how I want the implementation to be. Does cooking have to... All right, Bug Fables has 3 different places you can cook, and they're almost identical, except each of the 3 different chefs has a specialty recipe that only they can cook. And the first chef, their specialty requires the other 2 chefs' specialties as ingredients to make the final, like, this is the really good, heal almost everything dish. Very silly. I'm wondering... Get off of my head. Cat. What is it? Does this guy even have anything to say? Did we ever give him any dialogue? GQ wrote that. I remember. Which we needed some dialogue and we just pasted in whatever GQ said. A dangerous tactic. A dangerous pastime, I know. Okay, Maybe. Okay. An inn. We do have a sign for an inn that we can use. We don't have a dedicated shop for modules. So we'll want to have some place that looks very unique. Built out of metal, perhaps. Plenty of flavor houses abound. The particularly tricky thing about this is making it so that adding things does not make it so that you can't see ahead. Yeah, you get, like right here. So there's these big buildings, and when you transition, I just hide these big buildings that are here so that you can actually see behind them, because otherwise it's worthless. So it really means we either have to have lots of little transition zones into sub areas, which is doable. So it's like a city street that's kind of like tapered as it goes, so that you can very clearly see each doorway. Something like that. It's like we have this little thing going on, but it's like, yeah, it feels like there should be a big building here, right? But then you can't see anything behind it. That's an issue. And it would feel silly for it to just like disappear when you get to a certain point. But it could happen. Like I could say when you are in this zone, like as soon as you pass behind this corner, whatever is here just like zips through the camera or something. We can be silly like that. We can be a little bit silly. So this can be a door. We can have a door over here. Top area. Kind of like the idea of this. Oh, that's not supposed to be possible. Haha. Haha, JK, JK. It's not supposed to be solid at all. Makes me feel like I can cheat. Get a little coyote time. Oh, that was skilled. Oh, we got chest skip. All right, well that does tell me we need to fix it. We got early chest. Let's go. All right, what is the deal with that? Hang on. What is this? What is this scene? Oh, it's Watchtower. All right. Oh, which has. All right, what's the deal with Watchtower? Open anyway. Oh man. Does it really have? It does. Alright. Well then. Add to that an invisible block. Just go a little wide. Perfect. No longer a problem. All right, so we can put a door here for something. Oh, you know what? This would be a good thing is like, oh, you gotta have Leon to get across here. You know, so it's like, it's not that late in the game that you get it. So we'll make it possible to get here through some sticky tongue shenanigans. Getting across here, though, should be a little bit easier. So I wonder if we could put in a... like a little plank. Just a little plank. Harp shop. Oh yeah, we decided this was going to be Cat's house, but it's not going to be Cat's house. Node 3D. Plank. Walkway. We're just going to kind of eyeball this here. All right, Nintendo trivia experts, we got a question for you. Mesh. Box. Make box. Move this like the middle here. Make short. It's wide. That's awfully wide. Dark planks. Except... Oh, nope, never mind. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. Okay, duplicate. Sure, that's fine. Add a static body. Add a collision shape. Make it a box. Just make it a box already. That looks good to me. Well, mostly good. Mostly good. All right. And then we're going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Okay, it's got to tilt a bit. That looks all right to me, except for that. Okay, can we get across? Let's find out. That'll allow us to open up a few areas for doors over here. Might need to make this brighter somehow. Perfect. Now the idea is you cannot make this jump here, but you can, you totally can. So this might need to scoot out a bit to make it something that you have to rely on your buddies for. Watchtower. Watchtower, chest, both. Yeah. I don't know exactly. Maybe Leon can adhere directly to a chest or something. Maybe that's the gag. Okay, cool. Now we can just put a little tarp over here. What is this? What is this scene? Oh, it's the whole, okay. Well, that makes it a little bit harder now, doesn't it? That makes it a smidgen harder. Not impossible, but notably harder. This is supposed to be a you cannot pass through. Like, the stairway is the only way to get past, so you're not supposed to go up any higher. But if we could grab this tarp, but just like a quarter of it, then we'd be in business. It's a unique shape. Let's see here. File, open. Where's my tarp? Outdoor decor? No. Buildings? No. Furniture? No. Okay. Import. Maybe it's only a GLB. Tarp. Look for the tarp. Tarp. We got it. We got the tarp. Okay. Look at this beautiful tarp right here. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Wow. Okay, so let's trim. Yeah, that should be good. That should be perfectly fine. Y negative. Negative 1.5. Okay. Looks good. Export that as tarp small. So good. It's so great. What a great tarp I made. Everybody loves it. Tarp small. Tarp small. Absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It needs the texture. How do I add that? How is this working here? Tarp roof is a scene. Ah, that's how. So I would need to make. Wait, is it though? Oh. tarp small in scenes. Oh, drink bite, save. Tarp small. Easy peasy, go. Okay, so we have to get the tilt fixed here. And the scale is maybe already good. At least good enough. So we need a little more tilt. That should be fine. So I think what we want to do is make this a doorway? How do we do that? Good question. Good question. Well, first off, I think we get rid of this big piece here, this one by two. And I think we just replace it with a false blob. So we want a tin roof. We have, no, we don't. How does this work? This is just a mesh. All right, it's just a mesh. So if we just add this in, yep, there we go. We can just, oh, did I see some Z fighting? Not Z fighting exactly, but some issues, some potential issues with this down here. It's fine. Okay. And then this right here, I'm going to copy that in. Just kind of slide it in here. Okay, that should be fine enough there, because we don't need all that extra geometry. And then back here, we're gonna cheat again. Gosh, I love cheating. I don't know what this door is gonna be. Surely we have a scene transit. Yeah, scene transition. House 1. I don't know. I don't know what this is. But I know what it needs. It needs a plane. Oh, and I guess... Oh, this one's awkward. I want to be very careful to make sure that it's not visible from the other side. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. And a little bit taller, and make it completely flat, unshaded darkness. Yeah, like that, except we'll have a little bit of gradient, hopefully. Is this visible from the other side? Surprisingly, yes. Oh, this is not solid. Interesting. Ah, Quest 64. Let's go. So I need to make this not show up. How does that work? Video game, remind me. How does the environment know when going through hide tower? What is hide tower? Target on entry. Right stair stop. Is there entry code? Oh, this. Okay. Target. Oh, we have a target. Right side house tower. Oh. So, perhaps what we could do is also hide this entrance. Right here. Stone brick. It was close. I'll give it that much. It was close. There we go. Yeah, apparently that's all it takes. But is, although invisible, it is also non-existent. Justin Helps, welcome in. Thank you for that raid. Hello, everyone. I'm Dobbs. I'm a game developer. I'm making a Paper Mario-like. One of the old style Paper Marios, not the new kind. If you need help understanding the difference, I will explain it. I will draw a chart. There's a big divide. Justin, welcome in. Thank you again for that raid. What were you up to? How was the stream? Dupu, you're gonna start some fights. And you're gonna be on the side of one. I'm sorry. If you've been having a long stream and need to take a break, totally understand. But if you've got time to hang out and chat, I love talking about coding. It's what I do. I have been a professional software developer for about 12 years now. I guess upon certain definitions, I have been a professional game developer for maybe a year or two. But mostly I do game development as a hobby. I've done a lot of web games, and I've recently started getting into Godot. I have some experience with Unity. I love a lot of different types of games. Ender Chest, of course. But I've always wanted to build a 1,000-Year Door-like. Hence the game we're working on now, Paper Robot. Planning on having a demo available for playtesting here in a few months. This project's been going for almost a year now. And I'm expecting the entire project to take around 4 more years. That's including some generous testing time. What's the level cap in the demo? You know what? I don't even have one. There's a lot left to do. But we got all the stuff you'd expect. All the stuff you'd expect for a Paper Mario like. Gonna grind. I guess I do need to include a level cap, huh? Blocked. Still a lot of missing sound effects and stuff, so we'll have to get that taken care of. We got special attacks. with all kinds of fancy what's-its going on. Little mini games. You guys haven't seen this for a while. I haven't brought out this move for a bit because I don't take damage. Plinko. It's the Plinko game. All right, there you go. The game is going to crash because if you enter the game into the battle scene directly, it doesn't know where to take you afterwards. Normally, you encounter a battle from the overworld. You're a pro, a ball catcher pro. Say that again. Chapter 1 of the game is pretty much done. I'm still kind of finalizing the final dungeon. So we're spending
singular strike.
We're spending tonight kind of going back to the hub and fleshing it out a bit, adding some more stuff. A cannon that shoots mangoes using a neural network to learn to aim. Many mangoes flew into space today. Man, I haven't worked with neural networks since college. We had one class that got pretty in-depth on the details of neural networks and weights and all that stuff. And that was when they were a little less, I guess, they're not ubiquitous today, but it's very much a much hotter topic than it used to be. All right, so we want to add to this. Huh. We want to add just a little invisible block here. Not that big of an invisible block. That should be fine. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna make a little fake N64 GameCube style black void scene transition here. One hidden layer of 16 neurons. It's fun. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's fun. That's fun. I have occasionally dipped into impromptu tutorials when people just yank on the right part of my brain, and then suddenly I have to break out Microsoft Paint and explain exactly what I'm talking about. We haven't had to do that for a while, and it's good because I really lose a lot of time when I do that. All right, we're gonna add another mesh. We have already a lovely little gradient. The gradient. Where is it? Gradient. Oh wait, I need to make this plane. Then I can add the gradient to it. Make sure transparency is enabled. And then lose myself completely here. Blend mode. Guess it should just be... Yeah. Okay, this is the idea. Whether it's a good idea or not, I don't know. But it's like, it'll work. Like, it's not the prettiest way to do this. You have to admit. But we'll take it. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. Like, honestly, just the floor might be enough to get the right feel of like, oh yeah, that's how transitions looked in the N64. I remember that. Why is it doing that? This is weird to me. Ah, there we go. Does Godot not have decals? It does. It does. And I should use them more often. What was the thing? What was I running into with decals? The problem I was running into with decals, and I know it would not be that hard. Oh, did you see that popping? Do you know why it's doing that? 'Cause I've got an inkling. The problem I was running into was it is a pain to manage. Why do you keep getting on my head? Get off. What was I talking about? I'm easily distracted, by the way. The tarp changed color. Cat on head. The tarp just lost its blue. I don't know if anybody else saw that. Why did the tarp lose its blue? What was the issue with the decals? The issue was I was just having a painful time keeping straight, handling which items it was and was not allowed to adhere to. Apparently, I have 2 of those. Okay, but you're right. We should do this. We should do this the right way. I haven't actually showed off the decals to you guys on stream that much yet. We did them a very brief bit. So we need to apply a texture. So we could do the white and black and do an add, or we can just do it this way and it's fine. Let's see. Which way are you pointing? Black towards the bottom. Oh wait, there's a facing. Wasn't there? Maybe not. Okay, well let's just turn it. Okay, so hopefully. Well, now it's going to. Okay, turn it around. There we go. That's what we want. So let's actually bring this down onto the ground so I can show you guys what we have to watch out for. And this is something we can work around pretty easily if I can do this correctly. So there are layers on the visual instance inheritance chain, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what we want to watch out for is this. Or do we? Hang on. Do we want to watch out for that? Or would that be fine? That actually is kind of okay. I remember what we were doing decals with. Do you guys remember? It was the graffiti. It was the graffiti on the main room. You do remember, because it's an actual decal, so it fit so well. But what we ran into is the decals drawing onto the player character. And the fix is, of course, that you can specify which visual layers the decal applies to. And so we went through the effort of like, okay, we got a list now of which layer is which, and now the decal does not suddenly start sticking to our main character. Because we wanted to add the little spray paint stuff everywhere. And the lizard! The lizard! They do exist. That's him. The lizard. Did I put any treasure over here? Not yet. We will need to put some treasure. Okay, but in this case, it kind of works for the decal to... Whoops. for the decal to adhere to the player as well. And so you know what? We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. So we need it to be big enough. But is it? There we go. I want it to be interesting. Very interesting. I'd love for this to be a little bit more harsh, I guess would be the word. Also, I don't want it to be hitting the tarp up top. We'll go just shy of that. It doesn't feel that harsh. Let's see. What can we do here? Let's mess with some of these parameters to see what happens. Okay, so can this go above 1? Probably not. No. Mission energy. Not seeing much there. Not seeing much there. Distance fade, vertical fade. Now, I've never messed with any of these parameters here, but maybe this is close to what we're looking for. We're not culling. If I just make the modulation darker overall, yeah, that has no effect. Like, one idea is we could, and I don't know if this is, I'm not sure exactly what the albedo texture, if it has a different mode. Like a lot of textures you can do in Godot, you can do like additive mix, or let's just search. No, okay, search the properties. That's all right. Does this fit the bill? It does give that little bit of shadiness that we want. What if I duplicate this? What happens? It does get darker. That tells me there's got to be a way to make it more intensely multiply, right? And it feels like fade would be the way, but distance fade. Can't make heads or tails of that. I could read the docs, but what if we just don't for now? Emission energy. We don't have an emission texture. We don't want it to emit light. Form, occlusion, roughness, and metallic. No, we don't need that. Doc schmucks. That's right. We just look at things and see when they feel right. I'm a very much code first kind of developer. I come from the code, not from the IDE. So all these bells and whistles and sliders and laying things out in a 3D space does not come firsthand to me like, oh, let's organize some classes and determine our inheritance order, and oh, we should definitely make an interface for this. That stuff, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Let's build the model. I can do that for sure. But all this other stuff is a little bit weirder. And I'm not used to it. Okay. This can just be a new scene if we want. Like, we can make a new map for an interior of some place. And of course it can be bigger on the inside. It's our video game. We don't have to tell, hey, maybe it goes downstairs. You don't know. What is this place? If this is the shop, we'll probably put like an inn somewhere close to the shop, and that's going to be kind of the main area that you're hanging out in a lot. but we do need to build a few interior spaces. This box is lovely, but I fear that it will make people try to get on top of it. So we're going to put a second box on top that is slightly larger than the first, so that you will not be able to jump on top of that box. And people will still try. Okay, that looks great. Super good box. All right, let's look at our big list. We need to have, we need to have lots of just flavor spots. Places for NPCs to hang out, and occasionally where you have to go to find an NPC for a side quest, that sort of thing. Some places can be more mysterious than others. And for those, they will have more, I don't know, fanciful entrances. Oh, we did still want to do like a freight. This was an idea for a spot, but I don't love it. It doesn't spark joy anymore like it once did. We'll consider that, but because the idea was this was possibly going to be the path into Chapter 1, but we've moved that over here. We do need to figure out how you're going to get to Chapter 2. We kind of need to plan ahead for that. This area, of course, still feels very empty, but that kind of works for it. Oh, right. There's the elevator that is not appearing in this version. That may serve as like a bridge of sorts, connecting this side to the other side. We may bring this much closer. So later chapter, it does look like we're going to end up having like vaguely 4 zones of the hub. But if it's slow to get around, then if it's not interesting, if there's not interesting things in each place, then it's not worth doing. There's got to be something to it. Like this is kind of interesting up here, like what's going on there. You might not even be able to see it from down below, but you will see it in the opening cinematic when you first get to this room. Because we're going to do like a big dramatic zoom out. The entertainment quarter. I mean, yeah. You gotta have your... Gosh, kids love gambling. We gotta have our little mini game corner. That's like optional, but you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Even Bug Fables had a little game corner. But that's gonna be... We're gonna wait until later in the game before we open that up. Let's see here. The main things we want available from the get-go is a place to sleep, to recharge all your health and mana. We need a place to shop, so you can stock up, to have a world's arcade. It's just a never-ending nesting doll of other video games I've made. Let's see. We're probably going to end up having 2 shops. One for mid to late game items and one for the early game items. Thousand Year Door also did that. Although even a lot of the late game items they had on sale were like one coin in cost. Let's see here. Partner upgrades, probably not going to be available from the get-go. Oh, we do want to have the team attack, like where you can do an attack while also swapping out your partner. Let's see. Have some sort of port out here. The main thing the hub should do, like above all else, is it's the zone that you're just passing through between chapters, but it should make it a little bit interesting. 1,000-year doors, of course, are gold standard. It did it right. It made an interesting place full of interesting people that you kind of were interested in, wanted to know what was going on with it. So we're gonna do something with that. We've got some placeholder NPCs for this town, but not the incredible depth and breadth of Frogtown. Notice board would be good. Some kind of rotating information. Definitely needs side quest zone, but it doesn't have to open right away. So we have to think of our contrivances. Why can't you get to certain places right away? Well, easiest thing is just like, well, the door's not open yet. They're closed. Come back tomorrow. So our biggest problem with designing the hub has been that we've wanted to have this nice area with lots of depth, but it becomes very difficult because the things in the foreground obscure the things in the background. The solution so far has been simply use scene transitions, and when you go up the stairs, hide the foreground elements so that they're not obscuring anything anymore. There's a hole. There's a big old hole there. And gosh, sure enough, there it is. But like further down, that's not as great a solution. Still not out of the question. But I could put a big hole in the ground. Never considered that. I should consider that. What is this? This is a block. This could be a CSG box. And then we could carve a big hole in it. And then you have a good reason to not have anything to look at over here. A little silly, but maybe. I like the idea of the big... Uh-oh. Yes, GQ. Go on. I'm double checking. I am not on mute, so it can't be about that. Now you've piqued my interest. I haven't timed it, actually. Like, speed running it, I know where to go. I know exactly which NPCs progress the plot. I know how to dodge the enemies. That's what, you know what? That's actually one of the big things I'm going to have the testers kind of report back with. About 8 minutes. I don't think you could get through the dialogue in 8 minutes. I think there's enough dialogue in the game that it would run more than that. Just for the required dialogue. Gifted sub. You can become a tester for free. Once it is time that I need to get some open testing going, I will put out some feelers in the Discord. There's a dedicated Paper Robot channel for all the news about Paper Robot, which usually boils down to we are working on such and such tonight. Ow, my jaw. I yawned too hard. And I'm pushing 30. We like to have fun here. That did hurt, though. That did hurt. For any of you children still in your 20s and below, you may find it quite laughable that you could injure yourself yawning. But I'll have you know, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. We could do a side street, like a whole separate scene. But then it gets like, okay, how many scene transitions deep do we get? You know, it's like, all right, so you go here, then you go around here, and then you can get back there. We want to keep it straightforward. As many forward-facing things as possible. So I think it's going to be signage and decoration. Frogtown had a lot of behind building stuff. That's true. And that was okay because the layout of Frogtown... let's see here. Frogtown layout, like just looking at the first scene of Frogtown, it's all the stuff in the background is completely inaccessible. Frogtown is linear. This is it. This is part 1 of Frogtown. There, and then a split path. And then second scene of Frogtown. Hey, look, there's the big pig. It's just, again, it's just like you can see every door. And those silly 3 digits on the back of the card. Look at all these frogs. Oh, Rogueport. Yes. We were actually looking at Rogueport. I closed with a tab. Let me bring that back up. So Rogueport's solution. Rogueport's solution. Let's look at the main square. So Rogueport's deal is that you basically have everything you need right here, but for optional extra flavor, they do a spin the camera around thing so that you can get behind things. So it's very clever. All the doors are still facing forward though. Like, you could look at this dead on, like a flat drawing, and see everywhere you need to be able to go. It's all in a line, which I feel like it is a strength, but it also is a weakness of Thousand Year Door. How many areas are designed like that? Of just, here is a straight line. This is a 2D Mario level with slight depth. Yes, GQ, that's where they hang people. Like so much of Thousand Year Door is just start, go to the right, end. This is like 50% of the areas in Thousand Year Door. And I want to avoid that. Oh, wait, let's look at a completely different area in this chapter. left to right. It's a Smash Brothers stage. Exactly. Let's take a chapter 5 stage. Left to right. Are you seeing the problem? There's just not enough variety. Everything is just extremely straightforward. And don't get me started on chapter 6. Ugh. Hudson, thank you. Oh, wait, it's gonna read it.
We gotta get that live notification fixed. I keep forgetting you're live.
Hudson, thank you. I don't know what the problem is with it. But thank you for those 53 months. That's almost a year. Gosh. Floating bubble water. See, this is such every area. That's true. That's true. Thematically, good. However, consider there's no way they have bug fables, right? On No Clip. No. However, we should get like a nice zoom out of some of the areas in Bug Fables just to compare. Because they're much more things are going in different places. It's good. It's really good. Bug Fables did it well. I don't have any good screenshots. Yield. Bug Fables good? Oh, where are we? Oh, look. Enter left, exit right. Dang it. I just want it to be a little bit more interesting. A little bit more verticality is good. Without going just silly. A mole character. There will be a mole partner in chapter 3. Her name is Melissa. Yeah, so we could have some kind of little shop going on up here. Doesn't even have to be a shop. It could just be some people hanging out. This could be like a big, grand something or other. It is. That's what I've been coming back to again and again, is that any time that you have to move forward, it's like, well, you don't know what's ahead. You cannot see what the character sees. So you have to move away from the camera or side to side. And if you move away from the camera, the expectation is sooner or later you're going to have to come back towards the camera. And that sucks. Some game where I was lost because there was a door that was basically against the TV screen. What was that one? I'm trying to... Oh, actually, you know what? No Clip has a very good demonstration of Luigi's Mansion. What makes it so hilarious is that the mansion is all one map. The whole mansion is just one connected stage. Ooh. Which I love. I love that. Now, there was definitely a mirror-based puzzle, but that one was not, oh, you have to know that it's there. The whole puzzle was, oh, yeah, mirror. Look in the mirror and see the button on the wall or something like that. Like, that was kind of a fun little clever puzzle. Love it. Hey, Yag. Here we go. This is the one. This is the one right here. Button. Anyway. Oh, this is the music room, I think. There's one thing I did notice in looking through this map, and it's this. This big blob of random geometry that's here, but only visible from behind. I think it has to do with the, well, what? Oh, wait, that's gotta be, what is that? What is it? Okay, I had an idea that it was related to the Astral Observatory, and now I'm not actually sure what it is. But it's some sort of conditionally rendered piece of geometry. It's gotta be part of the roof. Photon, welcome in. We got distracted. We're looking at the Luigi's Mansion map. As one does. Yeah, that's like the texture is something to do with the actual like house exterior somehow. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff. This is on noclip.website, which is a great website that has lots of 3D maps of games that are ripped straight from the games, and then you can do little fly rounds. And it's very cool. What's very amazing about Luigi's Mansion is it's one big map. I mean, I'm certain they do some culling. See, here's that thing that goes up to the gardens. I'm sure they do lots of culling tricks and things, but the fact that everything actually does connect properly is really cool. Food. I love food. And cheese. Cheese. Have some cheese. Food and boot. Oh man. Yeah, we were looking at Thousand Year Door. Cheese. Mostly. Super Paper Mario, not very interesting. Not very interesting maps to look at. Luigi's Mansion 3D. Wait, how could that possibly be any different? Were there any changes in the 3DS version? Because it was still Luigi's Mansion 1, just for the 3DS. Were they? I played through Super Paper Mario like once. It did not capture me the way that Thousand Year Door did, which is very unfortunate. The world just wasn't as amazing. Yeah, apparently. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh. Oh wow, it gosh. Yeah, hang on. This, that's a difference. Holy cow. You know what? The game looks a little bit nicer. How about that? Or at least it ripped better. Like a lot more of the assets are there. Holy cow. Oh, my computer is chugging. Oh, look, you can see the skybox. Oh, or the whatever you'd call that, the dome. All right, let's wander around Luigi's Mansion. Oh, wow. Wowie zowie. Oh, what do we got here? I don't even know. Yeah, this is really nice. I did not realize that they had, like, ramped up the art so much. That's really cool. The skybox cuts it off a little bit. Don't worry about it. I did not have a 3DS, unfortunately. Those look angry. Wait, let's go check up on the food. Let's go see if we got any food. How did it fare in the remake? Oh, no words at all. No words at all. No food. Tools. More boot. Go website. So again, that is, I'll place the link here. Noclip.website. Very cool place. I like to look at N64 games a lot. Let's go to, hey look, we stopped doing any productive work at all. Well, this runs much smoother. That's it, that's the entirety of Hyrule Field. It's so tiny. But if we go over to Twilight Princess, gosh, I can't remember the names of the areas. Twilight Princess stuff looks really nice. Twilight Princess was a good game. I enjoyed it. I know some people that didn't enjoy it, but I enjoyed it. That's a good question. They don't even have the Wii version listed. What a fun little adventure place. What a fun place of much adventure to be had. Hey look, a horse. Are you okay? Oh gosh. Oh, here we go, outside Castletown. The moon is moving. Does this have a day-night cycle built into the website? Because if so, that's really, really impressive. And probably unnecessary. Okay, what part of the map is this? This is supposed to be... There's a lot of culling. This area. It's just this area over here. But because you can see that area, it has to be shown. But then not down here. Is it actually getting brighter? GameCube emulator with upscaling. Stars are winking out here, or I'm getting a lot of dead pixels. But I feel like there is actually a day-night cycle going on. I can't tell for sure. Viewer settings, field of view. Okay. Layer select, interesting. Maybe I'm imagining things with the day-night cycle. I can't tell. Star Fox Adventures. Wonderful bad game. Fez. I never played Fez. Donkey Kong 64. sky. It's the sky. I hated the water level in DK64. Oh, the water doesn't even render. Well, good. I hate the water. Psychonauts is amazing. I still have not played Psychonauts 2. It's on my to play eventually list when it goes on really good sale. Like when it's really, really cheap. Then I'll pick it up. I'm sure. Man, I really enjoyed Psychonauts. If anyone did not play Psychonauts, it's one of those games. Like, it would have been a hit with the Undertale crowd had they been about 20 years older. Of like, here's a bunch of characters that have surprisingly in-depth stories. Tons of Easter eggs. Really, really creative levels that work in very interesting ways. Black Velvetopia especially is one thing I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the one. Because from a standpoint of like the meaning behind it, of like how does this equate to an artist's mind, and like, well, you've got all this stuff going on the surface, but there is something sinister literally beneath it all. It's like, oh, okay, very interesting. Glorious Theater is Lungfishopolis is hilarious. You can't do it again. It's lightning in a bottle. Anyway, I enjoyed Psychonauts a lot. That's all I have to say about that. Milkman Conspiracy, yes. Milk is delicious. Oh, TF2. Heck yeah, let's go to Dust Bowl. Really well done, yeah. Kind of the Mario Galaxy stuff before Mario Galaxy. You're going to Dust Bowl. Hope you like choke points. Love Dust Bowl. Oh, I'm back. I'm home. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can already hear the ambient, like, low hum. Do I have a PlayStation? I do not have a PlayStation, no. Right here. This was the kill streak spot. It's beginning to look a lot like Dust Bowl. So what you do is you go Beggar's Bazooka, and you stand right here, and then as soon as the gates open, you spam rockets with the Kritzkrieg or an Uber, and then you dip around the side, and then you do it again, and then 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. Check the flank. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. Grab the ammo. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. Check flank. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. Grab health pack. 1, because there was a sniper poking his head out. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. And you do that for 5 minutes, and it's so fun. And then everybody figures out what's going on, and they rush A, and then you fall back. And then you hold this area. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. Click, click. Grab your ammo. $12. Shh, we can do better than that. 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, pow. I played so much. Beggar's Bazooka is my jam. Sorry, did that actually? It's too real. You can't play TF2 in the browser. I hope. Now, What is so interesting about this map is this is a there are 3 stages of 2 control points each, and it spirals inward. So, and Valve does a really good job of separating these areas with these small choke points that allow them to unrender, cull out the back and start drawing the front spot. So they force you to go through these little choke points to do that. I don't have Game Pass. But it's cool. This rocket, you can see the rocket from every part of the map. So checkpoint 1, control point 1, and then there it is, control point 2, and then stage 2 begins. You go through, you're capturing control point 3, rocket is still there. I'm not playing it, I'm just looking at it. Control point 4, you can still see the rocket. Oh man, this one stinks to defend. And then you come in for the finale, final stage. There's the rocket, control point 5, and then you're spiraling in through the choke point alleyway to the grand finale at the rocket itself. So the whole map is built around the rocket in a very clever way. So anyway, I think they did a really good job on designing that map. They didn't even design it for TF2, did they? Dust Bowl was already a map in, or was it? Was it in Classic? I don't actually know. Oh, Mario Odyssey. They have Mario Odyssey now. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about TF2 until after I already had purchased the orange box. Oh, that looks cool. That looks great. That's great. This actually runs very smoothly though. So these are the experimental ones. The ones that may not work well. We're just looking at maps now. We've just completely stopped working on making the hub. Hub? What hub? We're still trying to solve our problem of how do we make it more possible to have lots of interesting things to look at in the hub without completely blocking everything off visually. It's like this would be a great spot for a big entrance to something. I'm thinking maybe we put one of these big shipping containers here in lieu of what we've got now, and have that be kind of like the entrance to some kind of, I don't know, diner, tavern/inn. Hello. Look at all these. Oh, imagine all the people. This needs work, huh? Exactly, yeah. That's the tricky thing. Did you ever have a dream like this? Mamma mia. It's Benchman. There he is. There's his head. Is that his head? I don't know what that is. This building is missing. Ah, and so that's how they do the big expanse of other cities. It's just a bunch of little flat artwork pieces that are rendered in such a way to fit the perspective very well. Pretty clever. Metroid Prime 3. Skytown? Is Pauline there? I hope not. I don't want to see her missing a face. See, the thing is with the Valve games, you can actually just turn on no clip. and do it live. You don't need this at all. Diddy Kong Racing! Good racing game? Oh, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. That's, yeah. Because you turn off clipping. Oh, that I didn't know that's where this originated. What? Wait, what? I don't remember that part. I don't remember this part of Metroid Prime 3. When did... Samus is a sellout? No, really, I don't actually remember that at all. Huh. I really loved the sci-fi buildings in the Metroid Prime series. There were so many little spindly bits. It was very fun. Some sponsors. You go up, and then you go in through a thing, and you explode something, and presumably there's some loading zones that are hidden, and then you do grapple hook through the storm. This is the place where it's always lightning. It's always a lightning storm going on. So why not? Boy, the interiors just don't render. Neat. All right. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. Build a place? Should we build an interior? Oh man, ad starts in 5 minutes. Let's see here. Big hangout for lots of NPCs. Central location makes sense. I may want to move some of these things around a bit. I think it's important to have a very obvious treasure chest somewhere. That's a big deal. Don't want to put too much stuff out of the way up here, because this might get annoying to go up the stairs every time you want to get up top. But it's not out of the question. Maybe we'll have a shortcut later in the game. Like, what kind of interiors can you have, realistically? You can't build much with this stuff, you know? Chapter 2. Did we have our list of Chapter 2 of contrivances somewhere? The reasons that you can't get to later chapters right away. Right, there was going to be a bridge, but that's no longer applicable. Chapter 6 is a boat. I don't think I want to open up the other half of the hub until like mid-game. So Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 should both be accessible from over here somehow. I mean, it could just be you come forward. No, I want it to be back this way somehow. through the right wall somehow could make sense. Face the right wall. So chapter 1 area is actually through here. There's a whole nother zone that you enter. Think of this as the below Rogueport zone. This is the area that is like directly adjacent to the hub, but has enemies and platforming to deal with. It's incomplete. I want it to look a little bit more, not friendly exactly, but like visually distinct, maybe. So you got that room, and then this room is the one that gets you to chapter 1 right through here. So again, you have this like gently 3D platforming to do. This does not open until you have completed the initial plot points that alert you like, hey, go to place to get MacGuffin number 1. And then the next time you enter this room from here, something bursts out of this gate, swinging it open. Normally it's closed. You fight that creature, and then the result is, hey, now we can jump across. Ta-da! So that's how you get into chapter 1. The problem is that in chapter 1, there is no new traversal skill. And maybe that'll change later, in later instances of the game, but for now, there is no new traversal skill, which means you don't technically gain access to any new areas through your own abilities. It will have to be through some sort of contrivance of, oh, after you talk to Plot Coupon Man, and he tells you, okay, now go get MacGuffin 2, something has to externally change in the world to make it possible to enter chapter 2. Which means now we get a little bit more flavor of the town. We gain access to something, we talk to someone new. We do a small little mini quest to gain access. You know what? Maybe this area is too deep. Like, maybe that's the big problem, is I've got all this empty space to fill up, but I don't have to if I just bring the whole back wall forward. Like, that is a solution. Ah, got it. Rotating the camera to face the right wall. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, like, when you enter this area, the camera instead tracks this way. I do have some instances of that in the game, specifically in Frogtown. We got this shop. When you enter the shop, the camera rotates 90 degrees and tracks you only on one axis. So depth, you no longer have the ability to move the camera in the opposite, in the adjacent dimension. It only moves this way. And then when you actually, just show you. You can just load that. It's actually not that hard. Right. Now, I could see that working for like an alleyway or something. I wouldn't want to do it for a whole zone because I think it would cause the player to get lost. So then it's like, okay, now the camera no longer tracks you in this dimension. Yeah. And then you go back out, and then the camera reverts to normal. Here. It's like if we did say, like a little side zone, like maybe you walk around this way and then it could track you this way. But it's like, it's only a dead-end street of sorts. And then once you get back here, it zips back around, or something along those lines is possible. And we could put a big hole here or something. A barrier that does not obstruct vision. That's the trick. That's the trick. I think that's actually a very important piece of it. We want something that you cannot cross, but the camera can easily see through. So big hole. That'd be great. Could give a little bit of a reason for why is there a big hole. Oh, that's the old tunnel system. Nobody goes down there no more. That's why we put up a rope. A velvet rope. Honestly, yeah, that would let us squeeze in a lot more stuff in this zone. And then maybe like a full-on... See, when you get to the end of it, though, things get screwy. So I can have like I can put the zone over here. See, this would be kind of interesting because you would be able to see across. Yeah, the trick is you can't do a... Let's get out paint. Okay. So you got your blocks, your city blocks of solid stuff. The 1,000-year door technique is basically, there's your block, and you can move anywhere in this zone. There are doors leading into places. Sometimes there's verticality, and you go up, 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 and then into another level of places. And then almost solely for Rogueport, and not for really any practical reason, you have this, where once you cross this barrier, we spin the camera around so that you look in this way. And that still means that you're fairly limited. But it solves the issue of, well, if you have the doors up here, well, you can't do that because you got these buildings blocking the way. So it makes sense to flip the camera around when you go into that area, because now you can have basically more don't care. That's basically it, is that in the normal zone, you have stuff you're interested in, you want the player looking at, and then the back wall, the invisible fourth wall that we don't want the player looking at. And so the camera is always going to be looking, we're always going to be doing this. Selection. So the camera can be behind the fourth wall just fine. Nothing bad happens. We can go around and follow the player wherever they go. And so, yeah, the pass-through and flip-around does make sense. So, if we did something like this, then we could have, like, a zone of, oh, you're interested in that. And then you can look. And once you get past a certain zone, the camera spins to face this side. And then you can look. But that means that we need to have some kind of zone where you can't go for some reason. Do we need that? Do you really need that? I guess it would be helpful, because otherwise the camera would like flip around, unless it's like a gradient sort of camera of yes, definitely, kind of, okay, 45. Now that would be weird. What would that be like? promise, Jerry. He still owes me $5. See, what would that look like if we have the gradient, sort of the camera pans based on your position? We would almost certainly have to move the shop, which is doable. A lot of these things are positioned in such a way that we can move them when we need to. I like the idea of the shop being out and about and like very quickly visible. Little bazaar style shop. See, it would be really nice if the camera could pan. What if we do that? What if we make it so that, that there is a zone of this away? Oh, that would be weird. I guess we have to figure it out eventually. Oh, gosh, I'm filled with doubts. Because this would be a very cool little, like, out-of-the-way dead-end shop if we move the second floor access. Oh, there's some serious issues there. Fixed, completely fixed. If we get rid of this staircase from here and move it, like, onto this side or something. Then we make this to be like a really out-of-the-way spot. And we could even make these planks like just not here at the beginning. And so you can't even access the shop over here or whatever is here until much later. Then we could contrive some kind of plot reason of like, oh yeah, oh, you need to get to such and such. Oh, yeah. Right, we used to have, oh, you need somebody to let down the bridge. Oh, well, then blah, blah, blah. Mini outdoor market. Yeah, so the general idea is that there is an outside. There is an outside. That this whole place that these people are living in is kind of the infrastructure to the big mystical city that grants wishes or something. I don't remember the exact details. It's gone through a few rewrites. So but the city is no longer functional, but people are still kind of living under it and basically just picking it for scrap, and have been for many years. And so they built themselves up their own little life down here, living off the land, more or less. Yeah, like we could, okay. So it could be that Chapter 2, I shouldn't be thinking too much about Chapter 2, but it helps to work around these things. Yeah, Chapter 2 is going to be these planks are basically all you need to get to Chapter 2. But it's gonna be something like, oh, you gotta chase down this random guy or something. We'll introduce some kind of character that, do kind of the Croco in Mario RPG, where you're kind of like having to chase him down 3 times, and then he gives up, and then you fight him. Except you won't actually fight. Or maybe you will be. Maybe there will be a fight. I don't know. Yeah, I need to write. I need to actually sit down and write some clever ideas for what happens between each chapter. That one gives you access, but two also gets you a little bit more invested in the people that you meet. Thousand Year Door didn't have much for chapter 1 or 2. It was basically just, find the door. Chapter 3 with the blimp ticket was like, okay, you're meeting like a mob boss and doing him a favor. You must eat one banana. So, and I brought this up before. I love talking about this. I'm gonna talk about it again. Thousand Year Door, as an example, does make it so you cannot get to the next chapter's door unless you have the traversal move you got from the prior chapter. But there's a problem with that. Let's break out the NoClip website again. Okay. Rogueport. Let's see here. Rogueport. Bogley Woods. All right. Well, this isn't a great staircase. Okay. So, right here. This is an area you pass through on the way to the Thousand Year Door itself before you even start chapter 1. Along the way, there is this door right here, which is blocked by these gates, or these bars that you can't squeeze through until you get a move in the dungeon of chapter 1. Which is great. I love it when you need the move from the last chapter to get to the next chapter. That's fun. That's cool. However, what if that was it, and you just left chapter 1 after getting that move, and you came down here, you slid through the door, you still can't get to chapter 2. Because the only way to get any farther is for the puny to spawn here, see you, get scared, you have a conversation, he agrees to open the secret door, and then a big door appears here. Somewhere. Yeah, like right here. And then you can get in the pipe. So it's twofold. One, yes, you need the item, but two, you need a reason, which I've been defining this as a contrivance. You need some kind of reason that upon getting the necessary maneuver that lets you move around in the way you need, there's got to be a reason that that's not enough. Because unfortunately that would mean, well, now you are suddenly in chapter 2's area, but you still haven't finished chapter 1. That's a big problem. And they do this for every chapter, I think, pretty well. Chapter 1, you can't... Oh, that's already chapter 1. The reason you can't get to the chapter 1 pipe, which is right here, is because the boss, the blooper, doesn't spawn until you are told, go to Petal Meadows. Chapter 2, you can't get there until yada yada with the puny. Chapter 3, I don't even know if you can get into the west side until you finish chapter 2, because the cook is blocking the door, almost like that one guy in Ocarina of Time, and you can't get past him until the game says, okay, now you're allowed to. It has nothing to do with the move you unlock, even though you are constantly unlocking new characters with new moves. Also, the game has to say, okay, now you're allowed to proceed. Chapter 4 is a dumb one. It's like you can get to the pipe early, but it won't let you in, and you can't learn the information until you're supposed to go into that pipe. In Chapter 5, the ship is not there, so you can't get that moving. Chapter 6, the train, you can't even start that quest until someone tells you, okay, you're allowed to start the quest now. Chapter 7 might be an exception, because you wouldn't have to go down to the door, and you could get all the way deep into the Chapter 7 area and then get hard stopped. That might be the one example, is Chapter 7, where you're allowed to go pretty deep into that area. It's, no, not this one. West side entrance. Yeah, this pipe here is blocked with a heavy block, but you can get the Ultra Hammer before you even talk to anybody. Okay, so there you go. So we need contrivances as well. So we have one contrivance so far, which is that this gate doesn't open until you're in the mode of, hey, it's time to go to Chapter 1. At which case, gate opens, fight, now you can access the door. Great. Chapter 2, we drew out what that's going to look like. It's going to be very jungly, but it's actually an overgrown solar field. So it makes sense for it to be more kind of ground level. It could very well be right through here, and that wouldn't be out of the question at all. I am thinking that maybe this whole area, we need to make it more shallow and wider. And the shallowness we can kind of cheat a bit. Just by moving the entrance further up. I think that would work. But yeah, we can just make this whole area a lot wider. That would certainly be something. Oh, this is gonna stink a bit. Hang on. Hang on now. No, don't stink there. Don't stink on me. How does this work? Huh. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's just add 20. Oh, okay, that works. With CSGs, I'm never quite sure how the stuff moves. I guess if you use the handle, then it does some silly stuff. Okay, so that gives us some room to work with now. Now we still probably want to keep this area as like, this is the path to Chapter 2. These crates. These crates right here. These should be in a node. Stair crates. Except... Oops. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so presumably that's going to go over here and somehow something. There's a barrel. Move this barrel. There we go. So now you got to weigh up. Cool. Looks great. That means this shot could be significantly larger, which is good because we might have more things to buy or sell or whatever. Here, let's add a shipping container. I love shipping container. It's a much bigger shipping container, though. This is not big enough. Oh man. From before that it cannot. So it needs to be absolutely clear to the player. They cannot possibly get there with the current moveset. Yes. Anytime that something is impossible, it should be obviously impossible. Like if you give it a go, it's like, okay, no, can't make that. No way. That is very important. You don't want to be like, ah, man, if I had just a little bit better runoff, this would be no problem. No. Okay, shipping container. What's the idea here? What was the... All right, in scene B, what's the size of these shipping containers? 1.5, huh? Scale them on up. Might need to go even bigger. We can go bigger. Give it a little bit of a slope here, a little slant. We'll put an invisible wall in the corner there to make sure you can't wedge yourself in. Want it to be a little bit underneath. Are you floating or are you not floating? No, you're not floating. Okay. Close as we can there. That looks good. Okay. And so it'd be fun. We have some kind of little, like, you can't go any further that way. Oh, I see. Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid that. Don't want any, I think this is a good solution kind of solutions. Okay. See, that could be another little secret something or other for later. Well, now I've made something awkward here. Because now it's possible to get down here. Fast forward. Okay, so you get across. That needs to be further over. Cat. I swear. You gotta stop getting on my head. Scrape you off like a barnacle. Okay. So that could be a nice little, ooh, what's that? Like that, we could put a treasure here that seems completely inaccessible until you actually do get new moveset stuff. And that would be perfectly fine. You know, like no way you can make it kind of stuff. But what I don't like is this. For very good reason. Now, I've got some possible solutions. One is I've got a script already written for a location-specific camera tilt so that it would tilt the camera back over a bit if that happens. Because I don't want the player getting lost behind the camera or behind the foreground elements. So it'd be nice to have them come out this way and follow this as kind of like a little bridge. Like this area could be a little something or other. I could have them go through an open shipping container, like to get under here at some point, but then like they have to go over it to get to this spot where the actual entrance to chapter 2 is. What else? How do we make this work? We need to end stream. It's getting late. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll keep working on this. Probably won't be working on this until next stream. Sometimes I like to get a little bit of extra progress done off stream, but that's not happening. It was a good progress. We've made some decisions. So we will continue figuring this out a little bit. Yeah, I think like some kind of treasure where you need Leon or maybe one of the later gear moves to get to. Yeah, this zone. If I want to get you across, we're gonna have to come up with a good way to make that happen. Maybe a bridge of pipes or something that's similarly thin. So we do that in Backroom B. We've got these like pipes that you walk across, and so the camera doesn't really have much of an issue with that. Or it could have some grate. That'd be great. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you all for the raids. Really appreciate that. Oh no, I love it. I really enjoy just getting to talk about this. This has been my main project for a long time, and I like to just kind of nerd out about it. Next stream will be on Sunday. Hope to see you guys there. We're gonna go see Germ Dove, longtime friend of the channel. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.